Hello everyone. Today we'll be discussing about the concept of connection release. The connection release is nothing but how do you your connection gets terminated. That is the part of your connection release. It has two parts. One is asymmetric release, another one is said to be your symmetric release. Asymmetric release is nothing but whenever the person is said to be having a connection, if any fault exists, for example the connection in between may be struck because the data may not be sent to the other end, or maybe hung up because many connections may be setting out in the same line. At that there may be a chances that the connection by itself only disconnects. That is said to be your asymmetric release. For example, if you are calling and the other end is not able to listen to your voice, or suddenly it gets disconnected, then it is said to be a asymmetric release. Whereas when you consider a release connection, okay, what happens here in this asymmetric part is connection request happens, okay, acknowledgement is there, data flown. Once again, the data while it is said to be flowing, it is said to be having a breakage when the data is being flowing. Then suddenly, unknowingly, then a request it will not be granted. That is said to be a asymmetric connection release. Whereas a symmetric release is nothing but both the directions they have completed their work and their transfer of information both the end is over, then it is said to be having a symmetric release. Both the ends are agreeing with the connection release and they close the connection. That is connection release. Here for example, a connection release for two is there. Okay, both are said to be trying to attack. Okay, without any reason they are said to be like attacking with each other. Both the end blue armies and the other end the white army is there, and there is no agreement, nothing, no protocols, no messages are being lost or something, then no war would be there. When only both are said to be, any one of them is said to be attacking, any problem is there, the other person is also said to be attacking. This situation is said to be there in the two army problem. Okay, both are said to be easily conveying themselves, they listen to each other, then no war it would be there. Otherwise there would be lead to a war or fight between each other. That is said to be a connection release part. And flow control is already, you all know, the information when it is said to be flowing from one end to other end, it is said to be a end to end, node to node connection. It has a sliding window protocol where each and every time when one data flows, the other it is said to be slided and it will be moving to the other end. Okay, that happens in the flow control. And if anything is said to be lost in between, there are chances of the flow being slower because it has to get with the information back and then the information it will be transferred. As I said, end to end is there and sliding window is there in the flow control. So TCP buffers are there. Buffers, what do they do is temporarily the information is being stored in the TPDU buffers. When any connection problem, any problem exists, it will be getting the information from the TPDU buffers and it will be transferring the information. It will be present. It will be present for both the ends, that is your sender and the receiver. Both the ends they have a TPDU buffers through which they get the information, and whenever acknowledge is there, then only it will be sent. Otherwise it will not be sent. No unacknowledged segments are said to be, like they are said to be removed from the transmission of information. Okay, error control is nothing but when information is said to be traveling, the most important aspect is it has to be covering the part of errors. It should be removing maximum errors are said to be removed when they are getting connected. The errors which are there when the information is being traveling is the error due to damage of bits, that error may exist. Then no delivery of the protocols are there, then it is said to be there. Then duplicate copy is there, then an error exists. And wrong destination when it is said to be delivered, these errors are said to be rectified and it has to be covered with certain regulations. And the data delivered, it should be it is not said to be reliable is not nothing but 100%. It will not be a clear one when the information is being traveled. And the difference is that the function which is being done at the one end where the information is there, it is said to be different from that of the at the receiver's end. Okay, that happens in this error control, and the difference function at different levels it will be there. And even the checksum is nothing but when an error exists, it should be calculating the checksum at each and every level so that it can normalize the errors. So each and every end a check happens, and errors are said to be controlled through the help of various techniques which are there in the or mechanisms in the network. Okay, and another concept is there called multiplexing and demultiplexing. Most important aspect in the multiplexing and demultiplexing is that it has to have a connection. So n number of connections which are being dealt to be flowing with the information on a single line, that is said to be multiplexing, whereas demultiplexing is nothing but the one single line it will be distributed to multiple lines, that is demultiplexing. Different areas it has to cover. Okay, demultiplexing. And here main thing is that it will be covering up with the errors should be rectified and it should be cleared in multiplexing and demultiplexing. Upward and downward multiplexing, mainly I'll explain it through your diagram only. Upward and downward multiplexing is nothing but when the information is being flown, okay, it is from down to up to other levels. Okay, that is said to be your multiplexing. Demultiplexing is nothing but from one you are said to be sending to many connections at a time, that is said to be your demultiplexing. Okay, so all these concepts are there in the transport network, transport layer, where all the information is being dealt with the connection request, like maintenance of the connection is there, then connection release is there, then you have the error control, flow control, multiplexing. All these aspects come under the transport primitives. Okay, so which you have to learn and you have to know about the concept of how a transport layer works. Okay, thank you.